There's something you wanted, Roldar.
What is the meaning of what does it mean?
Is he looking at Arenoss while saying this?
Yes, he'll snapped into lucidity for a moment to stare at Arenoss.
Okay. I have no idea, Roldar. Why do you ask me that?
But he said it with such devotion. He must have meant something about it.
Is Saloro trying to trick you again?
Do it. Oh, god damn it.
We talked about this, you know.
Yeah, he's so convincing.
I know, Roldar. You just have to... I actually don't know.
He just has a way with words. I'll be in a moment.
Clippity cloppity clippity cloppity clippity cloppity.
As Roldar, tries to, goes about the process of returning the horse to the stable, he will notice that, in the separate room that Saloro has outside, Buttons is actually in the ground station in front of the door.
Buttons staring at him?
Staring at him.
Roldar will look over. It's noticeable Roldar is a bit... he's kind of second guessing himself if he should say anything to Saloro. He doesn't want to hear about the 17th plane again. He heard about that a lot over the last couple of days.
So, hello, Saloro, Heinrich, Buttons, and
Saloro is in his room, and Heinrich is, of course, in the stable. You'll just have Buttons who's standing guard outside of Saloro's room between Roldar and the door if he actually wants to approach the Scarecrow.
Well, Roldar doesn't know anything about the Scarecrow. He just thinks it's a fancy Scarecrow. He'll wander up to the Scarecrow.
The moment that Roldar actually gets within 4 squares of the Scarecrow, while staring at Roldar, it emits a ear-piercing
Let's see, is there a state for panic?
Jesus.
I got stunned. There we go.
How far away can that be heard?
Oh, well, as loud as a screaming, human individual. In which case, within like less than 10 seconds, Salora's gonna whip the door open, orb in hand.
And there's Roldar standing there, hands over his ears, going,
Buttons is being very loud.
What the hell is going on here?
What? That was what I'm gonna say. What are you doing?
Saloro blinks in confusion and speaks a few arcane command words and lifts the Scarecrow out of the ground, glaring at Roldar.
I wanted to say hello. Why is everything screaming?
Outside you can be heard. Inside, men! Quickly! And you're gonna...
Saloro actually brandishes the Scarecrow at Roldar. Like, this is a guard, so that no one can sneak up on me while I'm asleep. Did you not read the sign hanging around his neck that says, "Do not disturb"?
I thought he was just a scarecrow. I didn't think he could scream. I didn't know he was alive.
Never fear, ma'am. We shall slay the beast.
No.
Ameko is sort of bewildered looking at the Scarecrow, at Saloro, at the rest of the party, at the guards, and she's like, "No! You're not storming my stables! There's nothing inside there, I think." Sort of looks inside. But we heard a blood-curdling scream, ma'am. With everything going on, we really should.
Arenoss steps forward and says, and picks up his badge and says, "Everything is okay, man. You just go about your business. We'll get this covered."
But what was that horrible scream then, sir?
It's just some wizard's magic. Yeah, nothing you need to worry about.
Oh. They look at each other, seem to mull it over for a few seconds and sort of nod and say, "Oh, very well then, I guess. Are you sure, sir? It sounded pretty bad."
Yes, I'm sure. It's just a wizard's toy, I guess.
Saloro is still actually brandishing the Scarecrow at Roldar.
what are you doing? Like waving it out his face, just like
He's just like pointing it at him like it's like some sort of like spear.
sharp point first, or the head's waving at him?
Actually, the head of Button. The scarecrow first.
And is the head just stationary while the stick's waving around, just constantly staring at Roldar?
Yes.
Is it still screaming?
No, it stopped. As soon as a Saloro said the few command words and pulled it out of the ground, it's no longer screaming.
Well, the good men of Sandpoint seem to carefully back off and sort of sheathe their weapons, as they sort of look quite perplexed at the stables, but then shrug and go away.
It was also a roll of 3.
Go about their business. Well, you got a bonus for the badge.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Mako sort of looks at the scarecrow as it's being pointed at Roldar.
Saloro eventually realizes the absurdity of the situation of pointing the scarecrow. So like lowers the scarecrow.
Are you alright, Master Saloro? She says, looking at him with some worry in her eyes.
I bought this several days prior as a guard in the event that any goblin or other ne'er-do-well managed to sneak up on me while I was asleep, as a means of guarding. As I thought it would be better than the story I heard of a gnome building a convoluted crossbow trap inside the inn. She
grimaces. Yes, that. She looks at the scarecrow. Well, I will say that it seems to be a sounding success. And she smiles.
Saloro sort of scratches his head. I was hoping that no one would actually end up approaching the scarecrow while he points the sheet of parchment hanging around like a lanyard. Do not approach. Like, Saloro just sort of looks accusingly at Roldar.
So I was trying to read. Will this happen again?
Saloro looks at Roldar like, I don't know. Will this happen again, Roldar?
Roldar looks at buttons. They're probably still in Saloro's hand. Looks at Saloro.
I hope not.
Good, I'm quite busy at the moment. And he walks back.
Mako looks at the scarecrow again and slowly nods herself. Maybe I should buy one of those for the supply cabinet.
They're inexpensive, incredibly effective. They are 50 gold pieces, but for someone of renown in skill and incredible prowess and reputation, such as yourself, honorable kaijitsu, then clearly it would be well within your means.
She smiles.
In fact, if you're actually interested, I could give you this one. It's no problem at all if you're actually curious about it. It would be rude. After all, I've clearly intruded upon your domain.
She smiles and shakes her head. No. It's quite all right, Master Saloro. You can keep your looks at roller buttons. Did you call it? She sort of shakes her head. But this have given me an idea, and yes, I will look into this. She mumbles to herself as she nods to the two of you and slowly walks away.
Saloro to stare at Roldar and say, "Okay, Roldar, you've done great. You've done well. And it is my fault for not explaining buttons to you. Buttons." He shakes his head again. He's just accepting the nickname. Okay, so in most circumstances, it's going to treat you like a friendly Roldar. You can approach it, talk to it, whack it with your hammer just fine. Won't be a problem. I have it set to guard me in case someone manages to surprise me, or, while I'm asleep, or while I'm performing a ritual, or otherwise reading or not paying attention. But he can be an assistant for us as well, which is why I stationed him by the horses. We were at the sanatorium. Here, Saloro blinks. Okay, you will never have this problem again, because I'm going to make sure that he never screams because of you ever again, okay, Roldar? So if you need to approach the room for whatever reason, it's okay.
Roldar slowly nods. He's very visibly, he's kind of still startled by the entire experience of A screaming scarecrow.
It's actually good, though, that you heard this, and I should have shown this off to you sooner, because if this ever happens again, you won't be surprised, and you'll know that something is threatened or in danger. If I place this by the horses, you'll know that there's an enemy by the horses, and you can deal with it in a very effective manner, of which you are most certainly capable. Saloro offers a smile to Roldar.
Roldar kind of just shakes his head a little bit, more in a case of just to get himself out of the daze that he's in.
Oh, yes, indeed. It's a novel experience having a wizard. Never really been around one as long as I have with you. Got a lot to get used to.
Now, was there some reason you were actually approaching? Did you have a question or a problem? Was something amiss?
When you're talking to the farmers, you kept saying words, but I don't understand them. But they sound really, really important.
Oh, that's how they're supposed to sound. To be honest, half the words I say in those situations don't even exist, and a full other fourth of them, I don't even understand myself. The point is to diffuse any sort of potential situations by confusing audience, so that they will be more receptive. You saw how I handled the one farmer whenever we were traveling to Habe's Sanatorium in Sante Detour after we bypassed Cougar Creek. He was really interested in getting away from me and giving me whatever information I needed.
Oh, that's how you do it.
Right. It's the same sort of effect that I use to scare Aaron Habe, despite the fact that I most certainly am not as intimidating or as frightening as you. It's when I apply myself in my teachings, Roldar, that... And Saloro offers a smile, using prestidigitation to make it so that his normally, bright teeth appear to be stained with purple.
Every time you do something like that, and it always catches me off guard. Every time.
And that's really the point of a conversation. The prestidigitation effect fades to always keep your target off balance.
Roldar nods, kind of taking this in.
So, in essence, you talked a lot of garbage.
Yes.
So, there is no giant tentacled monster going to devour the entire world and cover it purple.
Saloro pauses, looks up a bit, and says, "If there is, I would not be so calm right now."
Oh, maybe I'll be able to sleep tonight.
I am sorry for worrying you, Roldar. Everything is okay. Except for all of the ghouls and everything, but no tentacle monster.
Oh, ghouls I can deal with. They're very squishy. Giant tentacle purple monsters. A bit out of my forte, so to say. Don't know how to deal with them. Bit too big for me, and I'm a big guy.
And speaking of big, I think it's time for you to head on inside and recuperate your strength with a mighty meal prepared by, the great Bethana working there in the kitchen. She makes the tastiest dishes. You should not keep her waiting, Roldar.
Would you like anything? I can bring something out for you and, Heinrich.
Saloro shakes his
And
head.
buttons.
No, Roldar, that won't be necessary.
Alright, I bid you adieu, Solaro.
Saloro nods, waves, looks at the scarecrow in his hands, sighs, sets it back down, making sure that Roldar does not set off the scarecrow. Closes the door. Good talk, everyone. That situation needed to happen, so I figure let's go ahead and have it happen if you wanted to approach the door.
Because I don't know if you told anyone else, Griff, but I think I was the To my knowledge, I was the only other person who knew about that.
You're the only other in-character person who knew about it. Saloro was kicking around the idea of eventually telling the rest of the party, and... well, Roldar beat him to the punch.
Technically, Alvyn still doesn't know. That could be fun.
Roldar?
Well, he would have figured that it is some kind of magic thing
Yeah, you
to
didn't know
protect.
what.
Yeah, but Alvyn isn't too keen on finding out.
Yes, Jonas?
What can I do for you, Roldar?
Well, I'd like this special and a tankard of fresh fruit, if you know something to drink that's flavored and not alcoholic.
Just minus. Of course not. Of course not. I will bring it to you right away.
Thank you, Mako.
My pleasure, as always.
Hey, how you doing?
What? The woman looks at Roldar, sort of follows him around. Look at it. I'm fine.
Hey, good to hear.
Man looks at her. Who's that? I don't know. I think it's one of those hero types. How do you know him? I don't know him. But he has greeted you. What did he mean by that? Why would he ask? Why would he ask how you feel? I don't know. Have you met him before? No.
Roldar causing havoc wherever he goes.
Just by saying hi! Okay.
And the discussion continues along those lines. After a while, Ameko comes and sets down the food in front of Roldar, and then she retreats to the safety behind the counter.
In the words of Grimith, nom 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 nom.
For safety from Roldar behind the counter.
Yes. It's a little known fact that Roldar cannot cross counters.
Magic barrier.
Bound or something.
Exactly. Alright. Arenoss?
Yes.
What's happening in the room?
Wouldn't you like to know? No.
He's practicing magic, everyone.
Alright, yeah.
He's actually practicing.
Of course.
He's got his staff out and everything.
Oh my.
Oh,
What are you doing in your room? Shut up, Mom!
oh god damn it. Practice
God,
magic.
what did I say?
No, but Arenoss is actually reading up on some of his Arcana books and looking for whatever the spirit could be.
Mm-hmm.
And he has read about some about this before, and he sort of figures it's a familiar that is trying to bind itself to him. And he has an idea of how to summon it, but he spent some time reading up on it just to be sure.
Alright.
And after a while, he sits down on his bed, and in sort of a, I guess you could say, meditative stance. I don't exactly know and then his eyes start glowing, and sort of a faint glow starts to form around him. And after a while, a character appears in his room.
Oh my, character.
Yes. Let's see here.
It's a question mark.
It is?
Yeah, it's the loading
I mean,
probably.
It's probably.
Ah, there you go.
Well, cute imp.
Oh, what a cute little hellspawn thing.
Now, Jonas, how exactly are we going to do this? Am I going to roleplay him, or...?
We can certainly go back and forth, I think. I will certainly use him as a plot device at times, I think.
Yeah.
It's too good not to.
Yeah, should be.
Alright.
Not all parties have an infant. imp sitting on someone's shoulder.
So the imp suddenly materializes. How does it look when the imp materializes? Is it like a puff of smoke? Do you smell sulfur and brimstone?
It's no smell, but there is a puff of black smoke that appears in a second and then sort of disappears in the air, and the imp is suddenly there,
All right.
and he's currently sitting down and writing something on a piece of paper.
All right. The imp looks around, sort of looks up from his piece of paper, looks around the room, looks at Arenoss, and sort of squints his eyes.
Ah, hello there. So you're the spirit that's been following me around.
Yes, I am.
Well,
You can call me Gareth. And the little imp nods and bows.
I see. Hello, Gareth. I am Arenoss.
I
But
know.
I'm sure you already know, yeah.
I know who you are, Arenoss. I could smell you a long way, I must say. And he nods. Your aura is quite delicious. Do you know of your heritage, young man? And he smiles an impish smile.
Yes, I know of my heritage. Or some of it at least.
I should think so. I have observed some of your dealings and the raw force you unleash. He smiles. It's wonderful.
Huh. I'm glad that at least someone appreciates it.
Oh, I appreciate it. Mass destruction is something I always appreciate. He smiles.
Well, I guess mass destruction in the right form is sort of good, but it's not to be used in the wrong circumstances.
Oh, I leave it, of course, up to you, big, strong dragon blood, to judge such things. I just enjoy the spectacle, as it were.
I see. Let me just ask you this: are you inherently evil?
He blinks. But my lord is such a personal question, and we only just met. And he smiles.
Well, I sort of need to know if you're going to follow me around.
Oh, don't you worry. And he waves his little clawed hand. I won't do much I will certainly not harm you, master.
Well, I know you have to obey my every command, so it won't be a problem.
He nods. You spoke the incantations, and as such, yes, I am now bound to you.
All right, then I will set some ground rules.
Do we really have to, master?
Yes, we do.
Oh,
To make sure you don't do anything, let's just say, stupid. You will not harm anyone. You will never lie to me. And you will not break the law.
but what law, master? Law is such a... He waves another clawed hand. It's such a abstract concept.
You will not break the law in the land that we are currently in.
He looks disappointed. But master, I don't know the laws of the current land I am in.
You don't? I assume you were a creature of great knowledge.
He smiles. Well, there are many things to be knowledgeable about, master. And human laws, although they can be interesting to study, perhaps not as read up in this... and he looks about this... where are we exactly?
Right now we are in Sandpoint. In... Magnemar, is it? No? God damn it.
Land, we're on the continent is Varisia.
Yes.
Ah, right. Where is it?
He nods. Oh, yes, Sandpoint. I remember the place. A collection of pigsties and whorehouses, if I don't misremember. And between you and me, master, I doubt you could even tell the difference. He
What?
smiles.
What do you mean by that?
He smiles a toothy smile. Oh, never mind, master. I'm just
To my knowledge,
thinking.
there's only one whorehouse in this town.
Oh, well, hard times then, no doubt.
I'm not interested in such things.
Oh, of
And don't
course
leave the
not.
room, by the way.
What? No, of course not. I'm just checking this out. And he flies over to to this this shelf here sort of rummages around in it, and some things fall to the ground, and there's a sort of shattering of ceramic. What do you call them? Like, I'm completely losing the word. Where do you keep a potion? Flask. And
Ampule?
There's gonna be a health potion everywhere.
I can have a potion everywhere.
Hey, put that where you found it and don't rummage through my stuff.
Interesting. And he's keep rummaging around.
You have to obey me, And Arenoss sort of slaps him.
He recoils in horror. Oh, master! Such is not to be exercised upon a mere and poor servant as myself. As you said, I'm a creature of knowledge. I must study things to know.
Well, you're not gonna break any of my stuff, and now go put it back.
Oh. He mumbles.
Right, now you've made an imp sad.
He puts back some of the things. Could you do some magic now, master?
Why would I do magic here?
It's pretty, and the more magic you unleash, the more happy I become. And he smiles.
Well, I'm not here to amuse you.
Mumbles to himself.
You picked the wrong master.
Ooh.
No. Stop doing that.
But this looks so interesting.
No.
You can go check the bathtub next.
Why are you so interested in everything?
Because I'm new here, master. I need to know things.
I see. Just don't move anything. Look, don't touch.
Don't touch.
Well, the bright side, you can hover, so it can just get inside of stuff.
Yeah, he hovers around, looks down the toilet, and seems to consider something.
Oh god.
What?
Hovers back.
Alright. Another rule we have to set. Whenever you're out in public, you have to keep out of sight.
Oh. I see. So we're one of those countries.
Yes, just not to scare anyone.
Of course not, master.
They might be frightened by your sight.
But I'm so innocent.
Not to their eyes, you're not. And I'm not as sure myself.
He smiles. Oh, master, you have such lovely humor. And he slowly floats up to the door and peeks out. Peeks out through the keyhole.
All right. Don't go through that door.
Ooh! There are people outside.
Arenoss grabs him and puts him on his shoulder.
Oh!
Now you stay there and keep quiet.
Oh, very well.
I know you can also turn yourself invisible, so go ahead and do that. And stay invisible and don't say anything.
But, oh! And he turns invisible.
Can you just put a state underneath him so that it says invisible so we know if he appears or not?
Yes, I guess.
Let's see what I can do here.
You need a macro for switching that on and off. Okay, now Arenoss is invisible, technically.
Probably, yes. Let's see what states.
The imp needs to have the invisible state.
In the sensory section, there's the invisible option you can click on.
There we go.
Excellent.
And Arenoss walks out.
Were you speaking to him in Inferno or in the random tongue of the familiar?
Probably the random tongue thing. Which, if I speak to the familiar, I will speak Swedish.
Sure.
So if Gareth wants to speak to me and we're among people, we can do that in Swedish, I guess?
Sure.
Alright. And Arenoss goes to sit down by Roldar. And lights his pipe.
How you
Hello.
doing?
A bit perplexed, but I'm doing fine.
Suddenly something
Really
moves.
good.
Like suddenly moves Roldar's drink.
No, he has to stay on my shoulder because he can't disobey my commands, so...
It'd be amusing though.
Yeah, you do hear a whisper in your ear though. Vem är den där skalliga? Men vem är han?
Prata om det sen. Tyst.
Roldar sticks a finger in his ear, wiggles it about a bit, pulls it out, looks at it.
And Arenoss lights his pipe.
Weird.
What?
Yeah, there's a weird smell. I think the woman by me farted. It tastes wonderful.
What?